everyone, it's Judy, and I'm back. I borrowed this camera from my brother and his wife, so thank you guys. I just borrowed it for the night so I could do a couple videos of this Tattered Time mini album, and I finished my butterfly album as well. So I wanted to record the videos on that. And excuse my barking dog in the background. I don't know what her problem is. I can't get her to be quiet, so I think she thinks something's here and nobody's here, so she just won't be quiet. Anyway, so this is my Tattered Time mini album. I'm super excited. I really like how it turned out. And so for the cover here, I did just lay down the pattern paper and on some painted chipboard. I have two pieces, for the front and the back cover, and I distressed this a lot with the Tim Holtz walnut stain distressing ink, and then I masked off this area here, this circle or half circle curve, and I stamped my new script stamped in there, and I'm loving that stamp. I'm stamping it on everything. I think it just gives it a nice effect. And I added some ribbon on the side here, and on the back cover it goes around also. And I added the corners from Tim Holtz, and I distressed those with Stays-On. And there's that one. And I used four gears here to create the closure, and it just goes in a figure-8 pattern. And what I did is I layered this gear on top of this one, and just kind of glued it around in the center and adhered them together, and then put a brad through the center just to kind of fill that hole, and then glued it down on my piece. I glued this piece completely down on the back, so, and then my string just wraps around there, which is coming apart, or it's doubled up, but whatever. And you can see like the string does come down through the gears, which that's totally okay. It looks cool. Anyway, and I do have a tutorial on how I did these pages, so it's not uploaded yet. It will be coming soon, and I'll put the link down below so you can check that out. And if it's not there when you first watch this video, you can check back on this video, or check out my channel, or look in your subscriptions. It should be in there. And if you're not subscribed, go ahead and subscribe. But then the binding for the covers is actually it's a piece of black cardstock that I scored every 1/8 of an inch so it would curve nicely, and it's actually quite sturdy. I thought about canvas, but actually turned out to like this better instead. So, and I wanted to show you just how different this pattern paper looks from the paper, how it originally comes. So you can see the difference there. There is quite a bit of distressing, and it doesn't look, it looks like the paper came that way. I think it's quite neat. Anyway, so let's open it up and see the inside of the front cover here. You can see I did stamp some more script in there, and it looks really cool. And the paint that I used was brown, and then I mixed in some folk art metallic paint. I think it was the black color, but because my brown wasn't dark enough, and it turned out quite shiny. Sorry, I went out of focus there. But you can see the script, and I kind of wiped some of it off. I stamped it with Stays-On, and then wiped some of it off with the Stays-On cleaner, so it kind of gave it a more distressed look. And the ribbon comes through there. And then all the pages are bound with my Bind It All. And this is the first page, which this page here, the paper, this paper on the flap here is from the Trade Winds collection. And so I added two brads, one in the center of this piece here, and glued it down. And then this gear here, that's from the Tim Holtz Sprocket and Gears collection, and just did a string here for my closure, and it just wraps around like that, and I think it looks really cool. It almost looks like, you know, like a belt or something coming from the two gears. And then it opens up, and I did stamp some script up here as well, just to kind of give it some texture. And this opens up like this, so you have two large photo mats. Sorry for my reach here. And so they would mat on there just like that, and that's what it would look like. Because these papers that I was using was the matte stack, and they're 6.5 by 4.5, I just thought it was a perfect way to utilize 4x6 photos. And then it opens up again, and you have two more photo mats, so you have a total of 4. And this page, I was kind of thinking, you know, like a paper bag, an envelope type page. So there's a gusset here, so it'll expand, and then this is scored with an 1/8 of an inch, so it can expand here as well. And then the flap is kind of like the envelope. So this, and the base of all my pages are just black. Is black heavyweight cardstock. And that just closes up like that. And on to the next page. Here I have a pocket with a couple little tags, and I really like this. I used a memo pin from Tim Holtz and sandwiched it in between two pieces of cardstock, and I just think it turned out really cool. And I like this paper here. You can see, you know, there's a part of a radio, and it just looks really cool. And the back side, you know, you can either put a picture in journaling or just whatever, and then I stamped script and distressed it and with walnut stain and vintage photo. And then here is some of the gear paper, and there's actually 3 layers. There's the black cardstock and the gears, and then this layer of tan that I distressed and added script as well. And then there was, you know, the page of dominoes, looked like this, and I just cut it up, and I made a strip here. And then this was, this page here, I cut it in half and tucked it in, and then left a place here that's just black, and that's cool. And this piece here was part of the pattern paper. It had 4 of these, 2 big ones and a small one, and I just fussy cut around that and distressed it, and I just think it turned out really fun and cute. So these just go back in here, and I just really love the memo clip thing. I just think it's awesome. Okay, I'm babbling a lot, so I apologize. So this side, this paper here was, let me see, it was a whole bunch of strips. See if I can find it in here. I just saw it. Okay, it was just a whole bunch of letters, and I just cut it into strips and made a fun little border. And I added a mini paper clip here on the side, and I also cut out the dominoes and added on there for an accent, excuse me. And then it flips down, so you can see the full 4x6 photo there, and then you have journaling. And you can see that I matted glued 2 of the dominoes together, because, you know, it's one-sided paper in it. But it just looks really cool. It was just totally fun. I really enjoyed making this album. And then this side, the back side, and just the pattern paper, it was this right here, and I just cut around this piece and then used the same piece for the backer, and then I just used some of the textured cardstock that was the Tattered Time textured cardstock and cut it down and added it over the piece that I'd cut. And I'm making a mess here. I'm trying to work around my tripod, so it's really hard. Anyway, so I just added this piece here and added some tags. And when I cut out this little typewriter, I added a piece of acetate through here so I could cut out that little piece and it would still be sturdy. But a wallet-sized photo tucks right in here, so it would look like that. And I just think that's really cute because I got to, you know, utilize and still be able to see this typewriter and this one as well. And on this side, this is where I used another one of those pieces, but I used it as a tag topper. So it just pulls out, and you can put photos and journaling on the back. I also put a photo here if I wanted. And then I just distressed all the edges again. I distressed all the edges with walnut stain. And some of it I used a little bit of stays on as well. And then I just stapled the edges of the pocket, so just to add some little embellishments. And then it opens up and you have 2 more large photo mats. And flip it over. And there's this page. I hope I'm staying in frame because I'm looking at the album a lot, not the camera. I want to show you what that paper looked like. Well, the paper just basically just, this was plain. I don't know. Let me just show you if I can find it. Yeah, okay, I found it. See, it looked like this, and then I just cut around this edge here all the way up to right there, and so I could slide a piece of textured cardstock there for a photo mat. And so, nope, you can slide a 4x5 photo and it mats on there perfectly. And so that's how that page is supposed to be. And then this page, I just cut around all these little gears, and then I slipped in a piece of textured cardstock, and you can put a wallet-sized photo right there, and that looks quite cool. And then on this side, the pattern paper just looked like this, and I cut around all the edges, and so add, you know, a fun little shape to the album. And I used another paper clip here just so when you're turning the page it doesn't flop open on you. But then it opens up like this, and at the top here there were the strips of tape measure stuff, and I just cut it apart to make a border. And this piece comes out and it's just a little tag piece. Put pictures and journaling, put a picture down here. It just slides in there, and then this was another page that just had a bunch of letters, and I used that as a border, and it flips down as well, so there's journaling down here, and then you can see your full-size 4x6 photo, which I just think that's really cool. And put the photo, or the paper clip back, and then this page just works just like the other one. I have the tag that pulls out, and it's nice and distressed, and I just think it turned out really cool looking. And then this paper here with the staples again, and then you flip it open and you have 2 large photo mats. You flip it over, and then I just added the pattern paper on this side, and you know, you can put a 4x6 photo there, just like that, and that'd be cool. Or, you know, leave it decorative because there's quite a bit of room for pictures in here. And on this side, works like the other one. I did the border here, and then for this I cut out the little tags that were in there. Those were so cute. And it flips down, and I, you know, adhered it. More tags on the back, and you have journaling here. It's really, really cool. And, you know, you can see your full-size photo. And then this side, the back side, I just layered a piece of textured cardstock and then this red textured cardstock over that. And I cut another one of the measuring tape borders, or cut it into a border, and used that there, and added a domino, a couple tickets, and 4x5 photo slips down in here, and will be perfectly matted right there. So that's what that would look like. Super cool. And then this side, I added another paper clip, and I tied a little bow on there with some embroidery thread. And then I have that little fun border, and then there's the paper here with all the gears that's been treated. And you can put a photo there, leave it decorative, and then it opens up for 2 more large photo mats, and then journaling on the back. And just close it shut like that, and I add the paper clip back to the edge. And this side, I didn't, other than distressing the edges, I didn't do anything to the pattern paper. I just liked little borders and stuff. And a 4x5, so really easy. Just cut off an inch off of a normal size photo, which is 4x6, and mats on there perfectly. And we have 2 little fun borders that go around the picture, so that just worked out perfectly. And this side is the same concept as the front. You just undo the string, and you have your gears and stuff. And this paper, I don't know that I said that before, but I stamped the script all over on this again and distressed it a bunch. So it looks totally cool. And then on the flap on the inside, I stamped the script as well. I think you can kind of see that. And then it just flips down and then flips back up for 4 photo mats. And then it just closes shut. Oops. And then the back of this one is just the same, with the same tacks on this side, and I really love that. I just think it turned out really cool with the memo clip. And those just tuck back in there, just like so. And then on the back, I used what I had left of that measuring tape paper, and used it as this little holder for this little book that I added to the back. And I scored it so there's like 1/8 of an inch stuff, so there's plenty of room for expansion for this. But this little book, it's done with textured cardstock, so I put a photo here, and then you open it up and you can put a photo here, and then this can be decorative or photo, and open up and be journaling, and then again decorative or picture, and then full-size picture, and then it could be a picture on the back. I just thought that was really cool. So there's that. And again, like on the back or on the front cover, I stamped this script, and then I kind of wiped some of it off to make it a little distressed. And it just closes back up. And the back cover is actually 2 pieces. I didn't do a tutorial on how I made the cover of the album, but I really like it, so I'll probably do it again, and I can do a tutorial then. So basically, I took one piece of cardstock that was, I don't know the measurements, or not cardstock, chipboard, and I bound the wire through that, and then took a bigger piece for the actual back part of the album, and adhere those 2 pieces together so that this is, permanently stuck to the album. But I'll probably do a tutorial again, maybe with my Trade Winds album. But when I did that, I sandwiched in this piece of embroidery thread for the closure. But it just closes up like that. And it turned out super, super cool. I really like it, and I think it's just really pretty. And very distressed and grungy like. Of course, you know, grungy stuff is usually dark. And it's almost steampunky because of all the gears and stuff, which is, you know, super cool. So that is my Tattered Time album. I know a lot of people are using like the Tattered Time and then the Timepiece by Bo Bunny for Father's Day. But I don't think I'm going to. I don't know what I'm going to do with this album, but I'll probably keep it because it's so cool. But my dad, I think brighter colors would be better suited for him. So, anyway, that's my Tattered Time album. I hope you guys enjoyed it. And like I said before, I do have videos on how I constructed all the flappy interactive pages. And it'll probably be like one long video. YouTube said I could, you know, make long videos longer than 15 minutes. So, I don't know how long, but it'll probably be like a 20-25 minute video. That way it's all in one rather than having to split it up in several videos. And it just goes through, there's like 4 different styles. Yeah, 4 different styles of pages in this album, and it'll go through how I made all those. And it's super easy. And I give you all the measurements perfectly so you can, you know, do it for your matte stack photo or matte stack papers, which are 6.5 by 4.5. So anyway, this is my album, and thanks everyone for watching.